Let me tell you about a doctor. She makes $200,000 a year, graduated at the top of her medical class, and yet she lives completely paycheck to paycheck. Every time her luxury car makes a strange noise, she quietly panics because she has a mountain of debt and zero savings. Now consider a school janitor. He earns $32,000 a year, packs his lunch, and drives a used car. Nobody at work knows his secret, but when he died, he left behind $8 million to his local library. We all grow up believing a very specific, logical equation about money. Get good grades, land a high-paying job, earn a great income, and you will naturally build wealth. But think about the highly educated, highly paid professionals you know. Very few of them are actually financially free. Very few could stop working tomorrow and be completely fine without their next paycheck. The doctor is not broke despite her intelligence. She is broke specifically because of it. The exact same mental horsepower that helps a person excel in an exam or nail a complex job interview is naturally wired to sabotage their financial success. The first major cognitive bug of the intelligent brain is overthinking, leading directly to analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis is a psychological state where over-evaluating a situation causes your decision-making to freeze completely. This diagram shows how different brains process a paycheck. A normal person looks at their income and sees two simple options: save some, spend some. But an intelligent person sees a maze. They wonder if they should open a Roth IRA, max out a 401k, buy real estate, or invest in crypto. Because there is no mathematically perfect answer in personal finance, the smart brain gets stuck in a loop of endless research. Weeks turn into years of total inaction. And while they wait for the optimal strategy, their money just sits in a checking account, slowly shrinking as inflation eats away its purchasing power. The janitor succeeded because he lacked the mental overhead to overcomplicate his choices. He picked a single, unoptimized strategy, buying index funds, never selling, and living below his means, and he simply repeated it for 40 years. The perfect investment strategy that you never start is worth exactly zero. An average strategy executed immediately will mathematically beat a brilliant strategy that is endlessly delayed by overthinking. The second trap hits high earners the hardest, and it operates quietly in the background. It is called lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation is a behavioral tendency where your spending increases perfectly in sync with your rising income. This chart shows the mechanical reality of that trap. You land a great job, and your salary doubles. You celebrate by upgrading your apartment or leasing a nicer car. Before you realize it, your brain has subconsciously recalibrated so that what felt like a luxury 3 years ago now feels like an absolute baseline necessity. Highly educated professionals are uniquely vulnerable here. They use their difficult years of medical or law school to build a logical, bulletproof case for why they deserve these upgrades. They feel they have earned the right to luxury. The janitor had the exact opposite approach. Even as his net worth compounded into the millions, his cost of living remained entirely flat. He never felt rich, which is exactly why he became rich. There is a distinct difference between having the financial ability to afford a luxury and genuinely needing to possess it. When smart people confuse those two things, they perfectly synchronize their spending to drain every new dollar they earn. We also struggle to value long-term compounding because of hyperbolic discounting. Hyperbolic discounting is a cognitive bias where people choose smaller, immediate rewards over much larger, delayed rewards. If you know that skipping a daily takeaway coffee will make you $200,000 richer in 40 years, your brain still wants the coffee. 40 years feels like a fantasy, but the coffee is real now. Intelligent people use their advanced rationalization skills to build convincing cases for why they are the exception to the rule today. This creates a strange type of overconfidence. A smart person will read a few books on the stock market and feel equipped to beat it. They consume just enough literature to feel competent, but not enough to realize their vulnerability to complex market forces. Driven by this intellectual overconfidence, they start actively picking individual stocks. They might make a few good trades, but when the market shifts, they lose years of gains in a matter of months. Meanwhile, the mindless, passive investor quietly pulls ahead. Passive index investing works specifically because it removes human emotion. Active human judgment, especially highly intelligent human judgment, is the most dangerous variable you can introduce to a compounding wealth equation. The only effective way to protect your wealth from an overactive, intelligent brain is to completely remove yourself from the financial decision-making process. First, simplify. Pick a basic, broad index fund. An index fund is a passive investment that simply tracks the overall performance of a specific market. Abandon the desire to build the perfect portfolio. Step 2 is to automate. Notice this manual decision gate blocking your investments vault. Relying on willpower fails. By setting up an automatic transfer the day your paycheck clears, the savings process becomes invisible, happening before your brain can rationalize spending it. Next, decouple your identity from your spending. Instead of letting your income bracket dictate the car you drive or the clothes you wear, define what actually brings you happiness. The amount you can afford and the amount you actually need are usually two very different numbers. The single most dangerous trap is believing you are smart enough to manually figure out a better financial plan later, because later, just like the perfect investment strategy, has a way of never actually arriving. Extreme wealth is not a reward for brilliant intellect. It is the result of extreme self-awareness, recognizing your own psychological flaws, building an automated system to bypass them entirely, and then getting out of your own way.